Thank you. Sometimes it's really hard to hear my own bio because it's like, who is that lady and how did she do all that? So thank you. So today I would like to take a moment and say thank you. Um, I would like to take a moment to do some deep breathing because we all deserve to breathe easy in this time. So I'm going to take a moment of silence for 1 minute, and I ask that you breathe with me. And while you breathe, I will say some positive affirmations. If you're okay with it, I would encourage you to say some positive affirmations for yourself or repeat after me. And we can start now. You can close your eyes. You can be intentional. You should be intentional about being present in this moment. I am bold. I am beautiful. I am capable and I am willing. I am strong. I am ready. I am strong. I am beautiful. I am ready. I am confident. I am capable. I am willing. I am ChaQuana McEntyre. I would encourage you to put your name in that statement. I am ChaQuana McEntyre. So that is my deep breathing. I do that daily. I even encourage my 5-year-old to do it. So my introduction is, I am no longer just a business owner. There was a time in my life that my personal life was very private. Most people did not know ChaQuana had 4 children. Most people knew that I had a master's degree, that I was a social worker, and that I was a business owner. But not many people knew my why. Nobody really knew that I showed up because I was born to a 15-year-old woman, young girl, a 17-year-old young boy. I was born in Gary, Indiana, in the height of the crack epidemic. So I have seen, I've experienced, and I have lived through trauma you cannot name. I am proud of that trauma because it has created me to be the woman that stands before you. It awakened, it ignited the fire to change the generational trajectory, not only of my life, my children's life, but more importantly, my community. I believe my community is global. I do not look at community as just around the corner. My community stretches far and wide. So I'm going to read this so that I can be intentional and that you all can hear my heart and that I don't forget anything, because I genuinely believe that what I wrote was something that God has prepared for something someone needs to hear today. So I'm going to take this off because I can't handle standing here. So thank you as I pace, because this is something new for me. So, an introduction to myself. I am a mother of 4, helping raising 2 more minor children, and a business owner. I am the founder and president of Family Rise Together and owner of Proven Solutions and Strategies. What I have learned and what I have accepted is sitting pretty is beautiful, but it doesn't always make history. We are here to honor the awardees, but we are also here to acknowledge the need for real solutions for our community, your community. I want you to look around and notice the solutions are in the room. You are the solution. Stop looking for it. You are the solution. We are the solution. I want us to dig deep in getting dirty to get the job done. We cannot be pretty people thinking that the solution will come while sitting pretty. We as people are interconnected beings. That mean our people's resources and social capital is greater than we know. Who is in your immediate circle? Who would you call for help if your child was sick? Who would you call if your favorite cousin needed your help? We must start thinking differently about our people. I'm gonna say that again. We must start thinking differently about our people. You are my people, all of you. I don't know your names. I don't even have to know your hearts. But what I know is we are interconnected beings. I feel you And when you are intentionally present, you can feel me. That means that we have the authority and the ability to change the energy around us and change the energy within us. I challenge you to do that and to do it today and every day moving forward. The importance of empathy is understanding we are interconnected beings, and when we are intentionally present, we can connect to our fellow person and begin to help change the energy around us and in ourselves. It is only then can we create the needed solutions for community growth, development, and a safe haven for all people. I'm going to share a story with you guys. I dare you to write down the word vulnerability. What is the first thing you think about? Was it positive or was it negative? I want you to do some self-reflection on your answer and be honest with yourself. Vulnerability is needed for the purpose of healing of self and others. This was not a self-discovery. I am not that smart, okay? It was a hard conversation that a community leader had with me. I remember it going something like, ChaQuana, have you ever shared that story with anyone? My very honest answer was no, with a slight confused look on my face. Why the heck would I share that and show that level of weakness? The community leader responded with great empathy and self-disclosure. Maybe it's time you look at being vulnerable. I'll be honest, I was appalled. And in 20 seconds, I asked myself some very hard questions. Am I not strong enough? I asked myself, why show more weakness? Why share any more than what people want to know? People have already made up their minds about me. So what I need to focus on is making sure another young girl does not question her identity. To make sure another young mother is offered better opportunities before she is running on empty. Being a better mom and role model for my children. And like any guarded and wounded person, I responded with a smile and said, I don't think that part of me is even important for the work that I do. Boy, was I wrong. I was very wrong. And I'll tell you why. I had been vulnerable in many spaces, but not in all spaces. I acknowledged there were spaces I never wanted anyone to see. Not in the places where I looked and felt weak. You know, because really, does ChaQuana have the right to be weak? Does ChaQuana have the right to not be strong enough to show up? Does ChaQuana not have the right to cry? Does ChaQuana have the right to be weak or a burden to others? It was this conversation that led me down and in rabbit holes I hadn't touched since I was a child. My lack of intentional vulnerability led me to a solution to help my community create a solution and be a helping hand in healing others, but pulled me further away from my own healing. Running on an empty cup is what I call that. There is freedom in intentional vulnerability, the kind of freedom that feels like you've been trapped inside of yourself looking for a way out. If you can imagine coming out of a sunken place where you have watched life go on with you, but without all of you all the time. What I learned is my lack of intentional vulnerability in all places caused harm to myself and possibly others who needed parts of me that I hid. I learned through many conversations that it was my own hardships that offered healing to others. Vulnerability closes the gap to isolation. How many times have you experienced something and not until you shared your experience in a safe place did you learn you are not alone? It does not matter how much money you have had pre and during the crawling out of the ever-changing reality of the pandemic. We all need intentional vulnerability that does not cause harm to others and yourself. Being the inventory begin the inventory on those private hidden spaces and acknowledge whatever you find. You are enough. I'm going to say that again. You are enough. You are not a mistake. You were perfectly designed and created with and from love, no matter where your roots started. I believe wholeheartedly I am my ancestors' answered prayers. I dare you to believe you are as well. I am bold, I am beautiful, and I am capable. I will end this with one more minute of deep breathing because we all deserve to breathe with ease. Be a blessing.